Dr. Debbie Javier. So, please, if you are new in this channel, don't forget to click the subscribe button and the bell button for you to be notified every time I have a new video. So, in this video, let's just have a sit-down discussion all about research. So, all about research ang title ng video na to. So, I just wanted to share some tips on the problems that most of the researchers or thesis writers encounter every time they have to do a research. So, number one, common problem, how to make the theoretical framework. So, usually this one is a common problem. They don't know how to fix it. They don't know how to make it. So, a theoretical framework, usually, what should appear in the theoretical framework? So, what should appear there? So, first, you will just discuss there your theory. So, what's the theory that's very much related to your study? Yun lang naman yun. You just have to discuss what is your theory. So, present your theory in your first or second paragraph up to second paragraph. And then, after that, you just have to relate this theory in your study. So, you discuss there, why did you anchor your study in that particular theory? That's simple. Another common problem that researchers encounter is this one. How to present chapter 4. So, what's the basis? I have already discussed this one in my previous videos. But usually, these are common problems. Major problem though if you will not be able to fix it. So, first, your basis in the presentation for your chapter 4 will be your SOP. So, the way your SOP is arranged in your chapter 1 should be also the way that you are going to arrange your presentation in your chapter 4. Question is, how are you going to discuss? So, di ba ang chapter 4, you have to have their presentation, interpretation, and then analysis, or presentation, analysis, and interpretation. So, you're going to present first, then you're going to interpret, then you're going to analyze. So, how are you going to do that? Are you going, for example, if you have a table, are you going to discuss all of this one? No. I have already discussed this one also in my first video, in another video, I should say. Ang ilalagay mo lang doon, the first two highest and then the lowest. You focus on those. Then you discuss it. So, what did you have in your table? You discuss it. You try to explain. You try to analyze. You try to interpret. Aside from that, you also have to get some of the related literature and studies that you have in your chapter 2, in your review-related literature, and then make use of them in the analysis and interpretation. So, you are going to place there that your findings agree or disagree, or the same or not the same, similar or different from the findings of a certain study or from related literature that you have in your chapter 2. That should be part of it. So, ideally, how many paragraphs should there be in your in each table for the chapter 4? Ilang paragraphs ba? So, you should have at least there 6 to 9 paragraphs depending on how you're going to analyze and interpret your chapter 4 or your table. Tapos, kailangan mo din ng table heading, table number, title of the table. So, how will you make the title of the table? The title of the table should be based on the SOP. So, you just have to change your SOP question into a statement form. That will be the title of your table. So, there should be matching. So, this is your question, what's the answer in the chapter 4? This is your question 2, what will be the answer in your chapter 4? So, ganun po siya in your analysis and interpretation. So, watch my video about chapter 4 for you to know more how to do the analysis and interpretation. I also place a sample in there. Another one that researchers encounter is this, the significance of the study. So, ano ba dapat ang nakalagay doon? What should be placed in the significance of the study? So, in the significance, you should only place there who will benefit from your study and how will they benefit from the result of the study po. So, who? So, groups of people, sino man sila, for example, curriculum writers, teachers, students, parents, doctors, whoever will benefit from the result of your study, and then discuss there how will they benefit from it. So, how will they benefit from the result of the study? So that's simple. One problem among researchers and thesis writers is the writing of the conclusions. Usually, they write specific findings in the conclusion, which is wrong. So what should be reflected in the conclusion? It should be the general findings, because the specific findings have already been reflected in your chapter 4. So in your conclusion, it will only be the general findings of the study that you should reflect in your conclusion. Next, how about a common error in writing the recommendation? So sometimes they think of their own recommendation. Of course, that is not possible. It should not be something personal. Your recommendation should only be based on the findings of your study. So what did you find out? So based on these findings, what can you now recommend to solve this particular findings that you have? So the basis of your recommendation should only be the findings of the study. Next, another common problem is the writing of the related literature. The new format is you can already mix both the related literature and studies together in your chapter 2. So it doesn't matter whether it's local or it's foreign, it's literature or it's study, it doesn't matter anymore. What you should do is simply to make a heading, okay? You make a heading, and all related literature and studies that would fall under that particular heading should be placed in that part of your study. So how many headings should there be? At least 5 or 6, and under each heading you should have 5 or 6 related literature or studies. So yun lang. How about during the oral defense? What usually are the problems? So sometimes some of the researchers do not know exactly where to find the answers to the questions that the panelists asked during the defense. So the secret there is you should be able to read what you have in your paper. And if you really made it, you will never go wrong in answering the questions, as long as you'll be very, very honest enough that these are the only things that you found out. So you cannot change the findings. Hindi ka pwedeng magdoktor ng findings mo. So whatever is the result of your study, that's the one that you are going to show, and that's the answer that you are going to give to your panelists. So I hope that this video will be very helpful, especially for those who are about to write their thesis or who are already writing their thesis. So you can write your comment below if you still have questions, so that I will be of help to you just in case you need some more tips or some guidance in terms of your research writing. So that's it. Sana makatulong tong video to. Ito po yung mga tanong na tinatanong usually ng mga estudyante while they are writing their research. So I just thought of creating a video, a sit-down video and discussion on how to at least address these common errors and common problems that researchers encounter when they do write their research papers. So that's it. Okay, so may I leave you again with this one. Always be a blessing to others. Bye! Stay healthy and safe, everyone!